Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to craft in Final Fantasy XIV. If you know the old saying, teach a man to fish or you compete him for life, that is what I'm basically going to do in this video. I'm going to show you guys how to craft in Final Fantasy XIV without relying on third-party sites for rotations. And then you can turn those rotations into macros if you like. If you still want to use third-party tools or third-party sites, I can't stop you, but I figured I'd teach you guys how to craft my way, and hopefully I can give you guys some skills that you can use going forward. So let's start off with the basics. Craftsmanship and control are both linear stats, which means that the higher you go, the stronger these become. But there is a threshold that you must meet or bypass in order to increase your abilities or progress or quality gained. The only way to increase your stats is by either adding in melds, a higher tier meld, a buff like the Soul of the Crafter, food, pots, or free company buffs. Alright, otherwise these two here will never increase. Buffs in the rotation do not buff your stats, only the efficiency of the abilities that you're using. So let me give you guys an example of what affects your stats. So right now we have 5210 control. Our quality is 286 on basic touch. So if we use innovation, it increases our efficiency by 50%, gives us 429, which is a 143 increase. The buffs are multiplicative, but you add the results to your base increase. And as you can see, my control didn't move. So the buffs inside the rotation only affect the efficiency of the moves, never your control or your craftsmanship if you're doing progress. The only thing that affects that is food, pots, melds, or specialist. So if there's no increase, that means you did not reach the next threshold to make an increase. So you can do your rotation 10 ways this Sunday, your results will always be the same. So first off, let's do progress first. So I always do muscle memory, manipulation, Waste Not 2, and Veneration, the boost groundwork. And then I do this until I'm almost one step away from completing. So one more would finish it off, so that's basically doing 3 groundworks and muscle memory. Doing a 4th would complete it, so we would stop at 3. So we got progress taken care of. Next, let's figure out what our Beauregard's Blessing finisher will be. So same thing, except you do innovation at the end, and then do prep touch until you get 10 stacks of inner quiet. Your Beauregard's Blessing will always be the same, unless you get a good or excellent. So now that we got 10 stacks, great strides, innovation, Beauregard's, and we now have our ender, which is 4290. So now that we got our progress taken care of and our Beauregard's finisher, we know what that is. Now we can start doing this rotation now. So first off, let's do the progress. So ultimately you want to start with progress first, because you can always high quality anything at any quality range, even though it's still RNG at that point. But failing a craft, you basically lose everything and you end up with nothing. So now you have your progress done. Now we need to get to 10 stacks of inner quiet. So I always use prep touch because it's the highest and the quickest way to get there. So we ended up getting a good, so we're going to have to bypass this. This is just to figure out your rotation. So ultimately I would do 3 prep touches. So now we apply innovation to get to 8 stacks of inner quiet. Once we get there, then you can do train perfection. This allows you to use any ability without losing durability. So we need that for prep touch. Alright, so we need at least 74 CP to do our finisher. So you should have enough room for at least 1 train finesse. Now if we ended up not having to skip that good, we would be perfectly fine. Okay, so ultimately you would stick with 20 durability because I had to dodge a good. This is what the result would be. So I have enough, I can just do prune. Otherwise, I would just do 2 carefuls. And there you go. So let's do the rotation without having to dodge anything. This is my personal rotation that I use for the 70 durability. Since you cannot use prune with waste not 2. Just enough for what I need for my ender, and at least 2 careful synthesis. And then whatever is left over for the quality, you add in your high quality material to make up for the rest. There's a lot of people that don't like using high quality materials, God knows why, but yeah, high quality materials definitely will make things a lot easier. But of course it does take a little bit of time to craft them. A lot of people value time more than anything else, so that's why people don't try to use high quality materials. But if you're doing things manually, then you can always use good and excellent. But that's basically what I do to figure out my rotations. Figure out the progress, figure out what Biogat's Blessing finisher is, then do a rotation with the progress step, and then figure out how to get the 10 stacks under quiet. And once that is all said and done, figure out the CP needed, add in your food or pot if necessary, and then you got yourself a rotation without using third-party tools. But that is going to be dependent on you. Don't feel bad if you have to use third-party tools if you value your time, but this is how I figure out rotations that I use in my guides to give to you guys. Okay? So guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel even further, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi. The links for those will be in the description down below, as well as my Discord. And the extra special shout out to the members on screen. So until next time, if you ever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead.